And good afternoon, softball fans, and welcome up to Monroe, welcome up to Monroe, Louisiana, where it is quarterfinal action, getting ready to get this thing going. One that we've been looking for a while. The Lady Warriors of St. Fred's and the Lady Eagles of Holy Savior Menard. Winner moves on. The winner will punch their ticket. One of the few remaining tickets. I feel like they feel like little Charlie Bucket. There's only one or two tickets that are remaining for those for that trip down to Sulphur, and so delighted that we're able to be here and be a part of it with you. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for this afternoon's contest. We'll do that for you before we turn it over to the public address announcer and let them do it. Just a reminder, we are so delighted to be brought to you up in Monroe by P6 Services Heating and Air. If you're looking for anything like that, HVAC work, P6 Services, call them. Go give BJ a call in that group that's over there. They were quick to jump on board and make sure that we were able to come up here and do this. And the hospitality here in Monroe at St. Fred's has been amazing. They're getting ready to do this. But let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the visitors this afternoon in this one. And that just feels weird to say. But names that we're all familiar with, of course. In center field, leading off, number 18, Sawyer Shelton. In left field, number 14, Belle Drago, playing second base. And she's been solid all year long. Number 20, Emma Day. One of those starter, number 5, Sophie Giordano. Batting fifth, playing third base, wearing number 9 is the 8th grader Kenzie Lyles. At first base, behind the dish, number 1, Kate Perotti. And in right, and we'll take a look now at the Lady Warriors starting lineup. She's a ULM commit, number 7, Avery Howser. Another one of those that's actually a ULM signee. Abigail Creighton will be in the circle today. Batting fourth, playing third base, Kendall Taylor, and she swings the bat well. You go up and down this St. Fred's lineup and all of them. It's going to be such a battle between Creighton and Methvin today. Batting fifth, playing left field, number 4, Sophie Domonkos, Domonkos. So I have learned that as we come along. Shortstop, batting number 6, number 9, Megan Day. Over at first base, batting 7th, 14, Hannah Gamage. Playing second base and batting 8th, number 23, Lily Davis. And behind the dish and batting 9th, number 12, Audrey Perry. Coach Lasuzo and that group are just, I'll take a look as we make our way around at some of the, there you see the Lady Eagles making their way to see some of their fans, saying hi to them. You see them getting into the dugout there. We are down our familiar left field line. They are adorned on the right. There's some of the fans that made it up here. The place that you can see the fans for St. Fred's is out there in the outfield, and they've been out there early on. This group that's out here, and they love their Lady Warriors here. And we're delighted to be up here again. Big shout out to P6 Services. Northeast portion of the state bringing you this one. I think we've been all across the state just in the last 24 hours, and delighted to wrap up our Dash for Frasch coverage today. What, you mean it's over? No, but they make it to Frasch after this. We got to come up something catchy for it after that. Let's see what we have. That's behind the dish cam. That's going to give you an idea when the batter comes up. We'll let you look at it, but we'll stay on this one. Going on through our headset. First pitch is probably about 15, 18 minutes away, but the pregame festivities, they may go on to Sulphur. The winner of this one has a great shot at hoisting that trophy. Should be a good one. I'm so delighted that you're here. Don't go anywhere. Doug Gann with 446 Sports. Hang around and enjoy until first pitch. Is it? All right. I won't mess you up. I got a headset.
Oh, no. Because I'll be like, what do we make up? That's why I stand out here.
I got you. You can always tell the folks that stay out here. I said, I know they enjoy it. You just got to put up with my goofiness. There you have our national anthem and ready to get things going. Let's pull that back down a little bit so I don't blow you guys out of here. That should be a good, steady level we're at. We are ready to get this thing underway. St. Fred's Lady Warriors, Holy Savior Menard Lady Eagles, and ready to go to work here. Looking around the outfield defensively. In left field it is DeMacca. Center field Avery Howser. Right field is Addie Clampa. At third base Kendall Taylor. Shortstop Megan Day. Second base Lily Davis. First base is Hannah Gamage. And the battery today for the St. Fred Lady Warriors, Audrey Perry behind the dish. And in the circle, headed to ULM right here in Monroe, is Abigail Creighton. And so we are ready to get this thing going. Sawyer Shelton will lead things off for the Lady Eagles, as she has been all year. The junior center fielder, Shelton, Drago, and Davis will lead things off here. Again, Doug Gann with 446 Sports. Internet giving us a little bit of chaos, so bear with us. We should be able to bring you this one in its entirety. If it blurs up a little bit and gets going, then just bear with us there. We're ready to get this thing going now. Take a look around the outfield. There's a little bit of that St. Fred's outfield. That is DeMacca, Hauser, and Clampett, and the first one through there for ball one. We're underway. First pitch, 1:56. So 4 minutes early in this one. They couldn't wait to get this one going. Creighton will rock back and deliver the next one. And that one is in there for strike one. Evens things up at a ball and a strike. Creighton, 1 ball, 1 strike to Shelton. Shelton runs through that one, and it misses inside and up. 2 balls and a strike.
Oh, no, I don't tell anybody how to do this.
2-1 offering. That one is slapped over towards second base. Going to be handled there. Long stretch and out. Good play out at second base by Lily Davis, coming around and getting that, and that's going to bring left fielder Belle Drago. Announcing her Drago here, and she gets that most places as she goes, but she told us early on, Drago, and Drago it is. Swings through that one, and that is a big, big pitch there. In there for strike one. Bell was first pitch hunting on that one, and Creighton throws it right by her. Defense ready to go for St. Fred's. That one is lifted high. Center fielder Hauser is going to come up and get under that, and she'll get that one quickly. 2 up and 2 down in this one. And Emma Davis, Lady Eagles second baseman, strides in. Creighton rocks back and fires this one in there. That is in there for strike one. Abigail will rock back and fire this one again, and it is fouled straight back into that netting behind us, and quickly Creighton is ahead 0-2 here. Shelton and Drago quickly 2 up and 2 down. Davis now tries to get things going for the Lady Eagles, but Creighton and company wanting nothing to do with that. Creighton rocks back, delivers this one. Swung on and missed, and down on strikes. Clean inning, 3 up, 3 down. And that will retire the side. We'll be back right after this. Back here ready to go, leading things off will be Avery Howser, Abigail Creighton, and Addie Clampett. Again, big shout out. You see that down in the right-hand corner, P6 Services, Heating and Air. We appreciate them for making it a possibility to come up here. Of course, Wallace Eye Associates down there. There's the throwdown, good-looking throw from Parati to Giordano. And as is customary here, she's not going to, normally we get the wave from Annabelle, and now there she is. Avery Howser bats from the left side, and we've seen her hit the ball out of the park with regularity. Wind blowing, I guess kind of left to right where we're at. That one lifted out near where we are and the way that we came in by that football field, and no balls and one strike now to Howser as things are up and going. Dasch for Frasch wraps up today. We'll have all tickets punched and done in this one by the time I make it back into Alexandria. Howser runs through that looking to bunt, and she takes strike 2. Book on Howser is she can hit the ball very hard and very far. So you've got to be careful with it. Kaylee Methvin now will stride in 0-2 to Howser. Now rocks back, delivers off speed, outside corner, and that is 1 ball and 2 strikes. You're seeing our vantage point right here with us down the left field line. I think we have the best coverage from here. That one lifted high, way back, and over the scoreboard and gone. Avery Howser, we told you, and that's an 0-2 pitch over the scoreboard and way out. And Howser, as we've seen her do so many times, lead-off home run, and that puts the first run on the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Oh-2 pitch, you really, really hate to see that one get up and out of here like it did. Abigail Creighton now will stride in there. Well, she just got up and got into that 0-2 pitch, drove it over the scoreboard in left center, and what a shot that was. 1-0. St. Fred's leads this one. Methvin will rock back and fire, trying to get a little redemption. That one is fouled back. That is just something that has rang true for the St. Fred's team throughout their season. Avery Howser leads off with a home run. Creighton squares around to bump, but I think she'll pull that back, and she does. That one lifted high, Parati giving chase, but it's going to end up over that Lady Eagle bench that's there. The bleachers, they spun those. Those were the baseball bleachers that were facing. The baseball field is right behind towards those trees in your screen there. And so they turned those bleachers around to accommodate the crowd coming in today. 0-2 to Creighton. That one up high and out of the zone, ball 1. Methvin looks to regain composure after that leadoff home run. That one is lifted up, and that'll help out just a little bit. Addie Wright at first base secures that one. And that'll be the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring Addie Clampett, the right fielder, to the plate. Partly cloudy skies, and that's helped us out a little bit. Still have had to move some of the equipment down under the table. It is warm. That one driven promptly out to the base of the wall. They'll come up and field it. Coming into second base and in time. Boy, what a big toss out in the outfield there, coming up and getting that to happen, and that's just chasing it down. The throw came in, and tremendous work, and they'll go out and give Sawyer a little more love in that one. The throw on the money. Clampett was trying to take advantage and get an extra base on that one, but I mean, right to it was Shelton, and that's 2 outs now. That'll bring up Kendall Taylor, the hard-hitting third baseman for this Lady Warriors team. She takes the first one up and out of the zone, ball 1. Couple of hard-hit balls in this one. One out of the park, and one resulted in a single and a thrown out at second base. Methvin fires that one top half of the strike zone. Ball 1, or correction, 1 ball, 1 strike here.
Yeah, I was going to holler at Doc. Okay, I see it. I'll holler at him in a minute.
Methvin fires this one, and it's ground to the near side over here. Lyles will give chase to grab it and get it back in. And 1 ball and 2 strikes. Methvin trying to recover from that leadoff home run. Boy, just Howser, we talked about it. And that was an 0-2 pitch, too, that she put over the Warrior softball sign. Got out of here in a hurry. This is Kendall Taylor. That one misses inside to Taylor. Look, you'll hear groans and you'll hear cheers on every pitch. We know that. We've seen that. Methvin rocks back, delivers this one. Taylor with the take, and that fills things up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Must shout out the hospitality here ever since we walked in and met Mr. Eddie. He met us here right away. Wanted to make sure I wasn't up to no good as I was walking the field looking for a place to be, but has assisted the entire way. That one down on strike she goes, and boy, this is that ball game that we told you it was going to be. Leadoff home run surrendered by Avery Howser. After that, it's 3 up, 3 down, but after 1 complete, the Lady Warriors lead this one 1-0. Due up for Holy Savior Menard, Giordano Lyles, and Wright when we come back.
We've all seen how quickly things can change. Everything from the world around us to the cost of things we use on a daily basis. That's why we all need someone in our corner to keep our family protected while still watching out for our pocketbook. I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no better time than now to complete an insurance review to make sure you're properly covered and not paying too much. Whether it's in our office, at your home, or your place of business, let us help you find peace of mind. If you're in need of your...
Back to live action we go. 1-0 heading towards the top of the second. Let me get that fixed for you on our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard so nobody says, wow, we're still in the first inning for 6 innings in this one. But Doug Gann with 446 Sports, delighted to be here in Monroe, Louisiana. Glad that you could be a part of it. Sophie Giordano will lead things off for the Lady Eagles. Sorry, no your in this game. Sophie takes that one up and out of the zone, ball 1. You know, the Coach Brad had some things to say to him in this. Look, we got to go out here and get to her early. That's the book. If you can get to Creighton early, just not many teams have done that. That one, ball 2, misses low and out of the zone to the Lady Eagles shortstop. Sophie, the only starting senior on there. You'll see Amelie Lyons will come in and run some. 2 seniors on this squad. They were honored at senior night a couple of weeks ago, I guess, in that one. 2 ball, no strike offering from Creighton. That one is down low as well. 3 balls and no strikes. The hard-hitting Kenzie Lyles would be next. I guess she would be. She will be. Yeah, no outs. No outs, top of the second we play. Creighton rocks back and fires a 3-0 up and out of the zone. And that is a leadoff walk for the senior Sophie Giordano. And that will bring Kenzie Lyles to the plate. Kenzie leads the team in home runs. That sun is no joke out here today, that is for sure. That one lifted high into where we're at, and she's coming right at us. Nearly a good grab and hanging up with it, but good work out here in left field. And I'm going to tell you, that took some confidence staying in on that one and not getting out of the way of it. as that first one is in there. And so what the folks don't know along this side of the fence is she pulls a lot of balls this way with a lot of power. But that was right in our laps there. Good work in left field by DeMarcus. That one in there, strike 2 to Lyles. Quickly, after a 4-pitch walk to Giordano, Creighton has settled down, and she's ahead of the third baseman from the Lady Eagles, 0-2. That one up and out of the zone. Good catcher behind the dish, Audrey Perry. Talked to what I've got to believe is her mom, because she said, hey, in the concession stand, because she said, hey, when you're there, make sure you talk about how wonderful the catcher is. So there we go. Kenzie fouls this one back, and that keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball and 2 strikes here to the third baseman, Lyles. Creighton, after a 4-pitch walk, battled back to go 0-2 on Lyles. Throws that ball out of the zone. Lyles pushes that one foul back near the track, and it bounces around onto the football field. That'll keep things at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just getting going in this one. We are in the top of the 2nd inning. Creighton's pitch up and out of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And just love the families of the team will move away from us not to be on the microphone. Bless their hearts. Lyles swung on and missed, and down on strike she goes. That's going to bring Addie Wright. Addie Wright, first baseman. She hits from the left side. Had her first home run earlier this season. That was a walk-off 3-run shot. She proudly brings Tatiana the Rubber Chicken to the game. We'll try to get a shot of that for you in just a minute. Again, this one in there for strike 1. Brought to you by our friends at P6 Services, Heat and AC. In between innings, we won't take many breaks in this one today. We'll stick around for a lot of it. Rocks back and fires this one out and back onto the track as well. A lot of these players from Menard getting behind on these pitches coming in from Creighton. Kaylee Methvin, the pitcher, junior pitcher for the Lady Eagles, would be next. That one misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one also fouled over here to where we're at. Giving chase is DeMarcus, but ran out of real estate quickly. Did Sophie. And the count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lady Eagles seem to be getting around. They are just way late on that fastball from Creighton. And there have been a lot of people that have been way late on that fastball from Abigail Creighton. That one checked up on it. It's going to have enough spin on it to check foul. And goodness gracious, that's when you know you get under it and put that kind of spin on it. If she doesn't have that kind of spin on it, it stays fair and it's an infield single. But it didn't, and it doesn't, and it isn't. So there you go. That clears that up as best as I can. Top of the 2nd, we play here from St. Fred's in Monroe. Creighton fires that one in there and misses inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Addie stands in ready to go. Creighton toes the rubber, will rock back and deliver this one. And down on strikes goes right, as that one was right there. Follow her in, and we'll give you a look at Tatiana. So that orange thing that's in the middle, that's Tatiana, the rubber chicken. So there you have it. Kaylee Methvin will stride in looking to help herself up, but she instantly pops this one up. Perry unable to get, runs out of room in that one. And 0-1. to Methvin. Methvin's got the power to get it out of here. 1 through probably 7. I don't think that that Parati and Keogh have taken the ball out of there, but 1 through 7 they have. Kaylee takes that one up high. Creighton has done a good job of moving that ball inside, outside, up, and down. She's putting a lot of location on her pitches. That's what makes her such a prospect and such a solid anchor to this St. Fred's team. Methvin drives that one to the outfield. It's going to go off the wall. Giordano's coming around third, and she will stay at third base, and that is Kaylee Methvin, who has helped herself out there, and now you got runners at second and third for Kate Parati. Parati has been hitting the ball. Oh, we told you that she doesn't hit the ball out of the park. She has done a tremendous job of hitting the ball hard of late.
Get over it. He don't answer some of my calls. Oh.
Kate Parati will stride in. She is the Lady Eagles catcher in this one, and big double to the wall. Got a runner in for Methvin, the pitcher, and I didn't see who it was. We'll try to get a look and see who that is just a minute. That one's low and bounces around. That is Amelie Lyons, number 34, that is in to run for Methvin. Amelie is there. That one misses out of the zone. 1 ball and no strikes. Creighton rocks back and fires this one. That pitch is inside. So it's a little bit of a delayed call by the umpire. So where we're at, we can't hear the calls. We have to wait and see if it's going to be called the ball or strike. But 2 balls and no strikes to Kate Parati. Creighton will rock back, deliver this one. That one is in there for strike 1. Creighton trying to pitch out of a little second inning jam here. There you get a good look at the ULM signee. Rocks back, fires this one, and that one is lifted foul, and that will even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the second we play. Runners at second and third. Creighton, the 2-2 offering. Foul tipped and back to the fence, just getting a piece of it was Parati. Eagles would like to continue their hard-hitting ways here and get something going. Creighton wanting nothing to do with it. This defense has been solid early on for the St. Fred's Lady Warriors. Creighton rocks back, fires this one, and it is hammered right over here to where we're at, and will roll over here in front of us, and Sophie will climb in there and get it. DeMarcus pulls that one in. So our left fielders get the most camera time as it's right over here where we're at. Two balls, 2 strike once again. That one foul tipped, and Coach Brad's going to go over and field that one. So he did good work on the road. He gets down under the ball. Way to go. Yeah, I see him got it. He pointed back to us. One thing about Coach Brady, can always find the camera. Look, he did such great work the other night. 2-2 once again. Swung on and missed and down on strikes. And that will retire the side. Creighton able to pitch around a couple of base hits. After 1.5, it is still St. Fred's 1, Lady Eagles 0.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in Last Dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
And we are back here. You see Methvin getting loose there, getting her final pitches in line. Get a look at that Menard crowd that made the trip up here. And all we can see here There you get a good look at DeMarcos and Megan Day that will lead things off. DeMarcos, Day, and Gamage set to lead things off for the Lady Warriors here. In the bottom of the second, we play 1-0. Lady Warriors lead this one. They had that home run. They had that home run back in the top of the first by Howser that led things off. 5, 6, 7 will go here. Left fielder Sophie DeMarcus strides in, ready to go. Methvin will rock back and fire this one. That one up and out of the zone, ball one. Inside and low there, 2 balls and no strikes. Partly cloudy in here, which certainly will take over a bright sunny day. It would have been rough. A little bit of darkness to the cloud right above us, but I think everything is in line here. They were worried a lot about these games this weekend. So far, I think everything has been taken care of and played. That one up and out of the zone. 3 balls and no strikes to DeMarcus. Day and Gamage would be next in this one. Methvin settles herself. Rocks back, delivers the 3-0. Sophie just stands there, takes ball 4, and she'll make her way down to first base. And now Megan Day. Megan Day, the shortstop. It was a pleasure to visit with Coach Ronnie Lasuzo before the game today. Excited about this game and great time. Was very, again, hospitable himself about having us out here. Not sure what they could be talking about here. He's pointing out and he says, look, if you'll tune to 446 Sports, you'll be able to watch this one. He's going to come out here and probably have something to say to those guys that are in the field out there, is what I've got to believe is going to happen here. Artificial noisemakers at the key to this, and Coach Ronnie Lasuzo had to come out and tell him, hey, don't blow it when she's pitching. That's the only thing. This crew from Hammond, we understand. Crew from Pine Prairie last night from Hammond, and the crew from Pine Prairie last night said they were the A team. The crew today says they would think that. So anyway, now, great group that was there from Hammond last night, and this one here as well. Great association. Megan Day again strides in there, ready to go. Squaring to bunt, and that one is bunted foul. Kate comes up out of there with it. That would have been a beautiful bunt. Instead, it is strike 1. And look, both of these teams know that you've got to go out and manufacture runs. These pitchers are 2 of the best that you'll find in this classification and, quite frankly, in the state. Sophie is over at first. We'll keep an eye on her. She looks to be getting down to second as quick as she can. That one is bunted up in the air. Addie Wright diving to get it. Throwback to first. Down the line and not in time. But there's Keogh that will come up and do that. But what a play over at first base by Addie Wright to come up and get that one. Hannah Gamage will stride in. She is number 14. That one in there for strike 1. Again, DeMarcus is the runner at first base. You see her on the left of your screen. Gamage in there at the plate. Methvin rocks back and delivers this one. Swung through and missed, and quickly 0-2. Boy, folks really starting to fill in up here. That one misses outer half and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes, but you don't see it on the screen, and a lot of it's behind that, but just a steady flow of people continuing to make their way in here. Had free pulled pork sandwiches, and might I say they were pretty good. That one upstairs and out of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Student section out here enjoying the day, getting loud as you would expect. That's what you want. That's what you want out of your home field crowd. That one drops down low, ball 3. So after going 0-2, 3 straight out of the zone by the junior from Holy Savior Menard. Reigning District 5 2A MVP. That one ground over to the near side and foul. Lyles will go up and gather it in, and we'll repeat the full count offering. Methvin now will rock back and try to repeat the 3-2. There's Addie again coming up with another big one, and Addie Wright is playing first base like she was born to be there. Lily Davis, the second baseman for Coach Ronnie Lasuzo and these St. Fred's Lady Warriors. Rocks back, misses that one down low. Good eye from Davis. Davis is going to try to keep things going here. You'd like to add another run or two if you're St. Fred's. You know Creighton gets a little bit of a lead. She is solid, solid, solid. Both these pitchers the same way. Methvin, 1 ball, no strikes. That one fouled straight back and into that netting behind home plate. Do want to thank the folks at St. Fred's here for having us up. Got our very first visor from them. We don't have that cool helmet collection like Jordan Taylor has it under the lights, which is an impressive display of helmets on there. But we've got our very first visor, and it's going to go on the wall in our brand new office. You'll have pictures of all of that over the upcoming weeks. 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Davis trying to keep this inning alive. DeMacca still stranded at first, fouled straight back, and they'll repeat the 1-2 offering. The noisemakers and the shakers are here, and boy, this is just a great atmosphere. A little bit of shaded spot on the home side, but the visitors are right out in that sun, and it is starting to beam out as the clouds get away. 1 ball, 2 strike out in front. That's going to be hit by Lyles and knocked over. Lyles might have been better served to let Giordano get it, but I'm going to tell you, by the time that it was there was no way you were going to get Lily Davis as she was making her way straight down the line. And the catcher now for this St. Fred's Lady Warriors team, Audrey Perry, will stride in. Runners at first and second, and good job of keeping the inning alive by Lily there to get it over to Audrey. And if Audrey can find a way to get on base now, you get back up to Howser. If you're Methvin, you certainly don't want to bring Howser up with the bases loaded by any means. That's the idea, is to try to get it back up to Howser. That one fouled back, and Perotti will give chase, but it winds up at no balls and 2 strikes. Just like we thought it was going to be. This is a low-scoring ball game here through the bottom of the second. St. Fred's trying to open it up a little bit here if Perry can make something happen or get on base. Rocking back and firing there. That one is low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trying to get Perry to chase there, and a good eye. Normally those catchers do have a great eye up there. They're used to seeing those pitches come in every time. 70, 80, 90, 100-plus pitches a game, and so they get their eyes trained back there. Rocks back now, does Methvin. Fires this one, swung and fouled straight back. We'll repeat. Good at-bats here out of 8 and 9 for the Lady Warriors. Trying to get it back to that hard-hitting top of the lineup of Howser and Creighton and Clampett and Taylor and those. And you just go up and down the lineup. You don't ever get to stop anywhere with big hitters on either of these ball clubs. Kayla will try it again. Throws that one off speed and did not chase it. Perry, that one she lets go out of the zone for 2 balls, 2 strikes. Methvin now will rock back and deliver here. That one lifted high. Sophie goes over and makes the catch right in front of things. The senior shortstop, Sophie Giordano, lays out for that one. And that will retire the side. Boy, that would have been a lot of trouble there. Perry had it placed very well, but unable to do anything about it. So after 2, it's 1-0. St. Fred still leads this one.
We've all seen how quickly things can change. Everything from the world around us to the cost of things we use on a daily basis. That's why we all need someone in our corner to keep our family protected while still watching out for our pocketbook. I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no better time than now to complete an insurance review to make sure you're properly covered and not paying too much. Whether it's in our office, at your home, or your place of business, let us help you find peace of mind. If you're in need of your insurance checkup, whether auto, home, or life, talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com.
Back here to Lady Warrior Softball Park. Not sure what they call it here. Lady Warrior Park, that's what we'll go with. But it's here on the campus. Their baseball field is just off behind where we're at. We'll see if we can get an idea of it. You can see the scoreboard just over the dugout to the baseball field, and then you swing around, and there's the track and the football field, and the school is over behind us. So there you have a look of things if you're not familiar with this area. Mika Keogh will lead things off for Mika Keogh will stride in to lead things off. Takes that one out of the zone, ball 1. Top of the 3rd we play, and it is getting to be a tremendously hot part of the day. Keogh takes that one inside, and 2 balls and no strikes now to the 9-hole hitter from Menard. Creighton looking to avoid a leadoff base runner, get on, rocks back and throws this one in there for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Shelton and Drago and Davis would be due up next. That one in there as well for strike 2. So the confusion mounts for those behind us as well. And so that's a good, but they just don't understand there's a delayed call back there, and you got to give it a second. That was a good-looking pitch by Abigail. She'll rock back and fire the 2-2. Fouled off and staying alive is Keogh. This team, both sides have come out attacking this pitching. They know that there are going to be a lot of strikes thrown. That one lifted foul. Diving over but unable to get to that one, and that will give Keogh a little bit more life. But can't say anything about lack of effort there from Taylor nor from Perry behind the plate. Both made a good move at it there. You get a look at Kendall Taylor. Creighton now set to once again deliver the 2-2 to the leadoff hitter here in the top of the third. That one down low and out of the zone, and that fills things up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. These pitchers have scattered some things. Of course, that first inning home run from Howser is the difference in it, but Keough watches ball 4, and she'll make her way down to first base, and that'll get it back to the top of the order. And Sawyer Shelton, Sawyer bats from that left side, definitely a slap hitter. There's no doubt about that. Had 2 home runs on the season, her first 2 of her career. Looking to bunt that one down and lay it down, and she does lay down a beautiful one, but coming up and making that play was Creighton. It will advance and move Keough out to second base, first out of the inning. And that's going to bring Belle Drago to the plate. Creighton has had some base runners, but she's been able to pitch around it. It's hard to put a big inning together. You're almost going to have to get something out of the park against Creighton, because I've not seen her in the, 3 times. This is the pitch, time number 3 that we've seen Creighton pitch, and she just does not let you string anything together against her. That one inside corner, and Drago down 0-2 quickly. Creighton way ahead in the count here, goes to the rosin bag and gets a hand dry, and the humidity is getting difficult out here. Drago ducks under that one for ball 1. There you get a good look at the Lady Warriors fireballer, Abigail Creighton. One ball, 2 strike from Creighton. That one up and out of the zone, and that evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two, 3, and 4 due up here for the Lady Eagles. But again, like we told you, it's just so difficult to put big innings together. That one inside. And after being up 0-2, Keough, the runner at second base after that walk, and she was advanced over by the Shelton bunt. Swung on and missed, and down on strikes goes Drago. Creighton come all the way back. She was 0-2 to Drago. And then threw 3 straight out of the zone before firing that one back there. And Emma Davis. Emma's got the power to get it out of here as well. A little bit of a breeze blowing from right field to left, so we'll have to get a hold of it. But again, it's just so hard to hit the ball hard on Creighton. That one misses inside, and that is 2 balls and no strikes. Creighton was here before, though. She rocks back and fires this one to Davis. That one also out of the zone at 3 balls and no strikes. Giordano would be next here, but there are 2 outs. 3-0 count, first base open. Don't think for a minute that Creighton will give in to anyone, though, down 3-0. She will come right back at you with 3 straight down the heart of it and dare you to hit it. There's the first one in there for strike 1. That one bounces up there, and that will put runners at first and second for Giordano. Sophie definitely the most vocal of these. Giordano strides in from the right side. The shortstop for this Lady Eagle team. Only senior starter for Coach Brad Turney. Young crew. That one hammered out there, and that's a base knock. That's going to get to Howser. Going to come up throwing, though. We'll have a play. Sophie Giordano ties things up, and we told you she's just much in the clutch, and she'll tell you it ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Runners at first and third now. And, boy, a good piece of hitting there, and that'll put runners at first and third. And the first run of the game on the scoreboard, on the Wallace High Associates scoreboard. Kenzie Lyles now will stride in. This has all been done with 2 outs. That one in there for strike 1. It's about a 5-second pause that you have to wait. The people up at home plate hear the strike, and then the call is made that we see it out here. Lyles watches that one up and out of the zone, evens things up at 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Howser home run in the first, and then the Giordano RBI single here in the third. We're knotted at 1 apiece. Creighton rocks back and fires. Lyles, that one high into the air, giving chase, but it's going to bounce over here near where we're at. And we'll go back into play. And now that's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lyles. Creighton looking to keep it right here and not surrender the lead. She quickly gets ready to go to work. 1 ball, 2 strike offering. That one misses inside, it looked like from here, but again, we're off the plate a good bit. Our monitor is gone, so we don't have that camera behind home plate that Mr. Eddie helped us put up there. Appreciate him and all the folks here at St. Fred's. Lyles, that one back into that area where that other camera was, and they'll repeat the 1 ball, 2 strike offering. Well, when you're dealing with outside heat, humidity, and Louisiana, gracious is all I can tell you. Hopefully the feed and the signal has been okay for you. That one straight back, and that's about the 3rd straight 2-2 offering that has been spoiled by Lyles here in this one. Powder blue uniforms for this St. Fred's team. White pants, gold tops for the Lady Eagles. Lyles, 3rd straight 2-2 foul ball that she has put back behind her. Good crew that has made it up here for this one. That one going to be lifted back, foul and out of play as well. Bounces around out in front of the batting cage area here. This is just one of those battles. And just to put some context in it, that is a senior that is in the circle battling away. She's going to stay here and play college softball right here at ULM. In the box, that is a freshman that you'll hear a lot. I'm sorry, that is an 8th grader that you will hear a lot about through the years before her time in high school is up. Abigail rocks back, delivers this one. Change up, stayed back on it. Camping out under it is Demarcus, and that will retire the side, but not before the Lady Eagles pick up a run. We go to the bottom of the 3rd in this one. We're tied at 1-1 when we come back.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the game. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage. Join the 446 Sports family today. Watch, cheer, celebrate, Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media.
Back to action we go here, bottom of the third inning. Home run in the top of the first. A walk, a bunt, and a base hit. And Avery Howser now strides back in. She is responsible for the lone run for this Lady Warriors team. Took one over that scoreboard right out here to our left. Methvin rocks back and fires, and that one is chased back foul. Second at bat for Howser. Off speed, misses just off the plate, and that'll even things up at 1-1 strike. Good eye by Howser. It was an 0-2 pitch back in the first that she took out of the park. Wind is blowing a little left to right now, but it wouldn't have mattered on that one. That in there for strike two, and it's 1-2 strikes. And it looks like Methvin has stayed a little off speed this time to Avery. Avery can adjust, though. If you get her anything around the plate, we've seen her homer to left and we've seen her homer to right. That one swung on and missed and down on strikes, and they'll work it around. Good piece of pitching there. Howser took a big cut at it, but that is one out here in the bottom of the third. Abigail Creighton now will stride in. Wind starting to pick up a little bit. Squaring around the bump. She did that last time. That one is out to, oh, they looked at it and they both of them called it and called the other one off. Did Davis and Giordano, and that's going to drop down for an error. And that is a base runner. Boy, if you're St. Fred's, you've got to try to find a way to take advantage of that with Clampett, Taylor, and DeMarcus due up next. We have seen Creighton run. She will try to get down to second base. Addie Clampett, the right fielder. Sophie goes over to Kaylee and says, hey, we got you, don't worry about it. This part of the lineup is where Coach Ronnie wants to get some things generated. No doubt it's done that all season long. Methvin will rock back and fire this one. That misses up and out of the zone, ball one. And I mean, either could have caught that ball. They both could have caught it, and neither one of them did. Rare mistake down the stretch for the Lady Eagles. Methvin will deliver the 1-0. And that one is lifted off to the right side. Even Addie, the way she's playing today, can't go over and get that one, but it is 1-1 strike. Again, big shout out to our friend BJ at P6. P6 Services, Heat and AC, proud supporter of St. Fred's. Good looking off-speed pitch in there by Methvin, 1-2 strikes. Clampett just was geared for fastball so much on that, and the bottom kind of fell out of it. 1-2 strikes, one down. Bottom of the third we play. Methvin rocks back, fires the fastball. That is over to the first base line, and that's going to be a line over there nearest that first base box. That one up and out of the zone, 2-2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, one down, bottom of the third. Methvin rocks back, delivers this one. That one's lifted high. Shelton giving chase. She'll pull that in for the second out of the inning. And that will bring Kendall Taylor to the plate. You know, we talked back in that top half of the third about how difficult it was to put runs together, put multiple hits back-to-back together against Creighton. Methvin equally up to the challenge here defensively in the circle for these Lady Eagles. 0-1 now the count to Taylor. Halfway home, bottom of the third, we play. Throws that changeup and it bounces up to the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Up and out of the zone now. Quickly 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls and 1 strike, 2 down here, bottom of the third. That one lifted high. Keogh camps out under it, and she'll pull that one in, and that will retire the side. Base runner left on for the Lady Warriors. After 3 complete, we're knotted at 1. Due up in the top of the 4th when we come back. Back here getting ready for things in the top half of the 4th. This is exactly, I mean, not kind of close. This is exactly the game that we thought that we would see. Saw Menard bang around and put something together. We saw an Avery Howser home run, and we've seen great pitching from Abigail Creighton, the senior from St. Fred's, and Kaylee Methvin, the junior right-hander from Holy Savior Menard. Addie Wright now will stride in. Boy, has she had a game defensively. That 1 inning, she made a couple of diving catches. Watches that one go low and out of the zone for ball 1. Creighton will rock back and fire the 1-0. That one misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Heat just brutal on everything. Starting to see people make their way over into the shade where we're at. This area here down the left field line filling up quickly. Creighton, the 2-0 delivery, swinging on that one, and that's going to pop it up to Abigail. She says, I'll just take that one myself. Don't know that's the pitch that you wanted to hack at 2-0, but it looks good from Creighton and then just dies on you. That'll bring up the Lady Eagles pitcher, Kaylee Methvin. Methvin will stride in. Creighton trying to get back in a rhythm here. Misses that one out of the zone. Ball 1. Dash for Frasch wraps up. Every ticket will be punched after tonight, and then it'll be a week of scrambling to get down there. Friday and Saturday, we'll bring you wall-to-wall coverage of that one. Won't stream anything from down in Frasch, but we'll have coverage of all. Let me see how many games is that. If there's 10 divisions and 20 games and 40, yeah, all of that while we're down there. You get the point. 30 games? Yeah, that's it. That's more like it. Creighton, the 2-0 offering. Rocks back, delivers this one. Swung on and missed. Methvin swings right through the 2-0 fastball. Well, you know these hitters, and that's the last two. They're sitting dead red on 2-0, and Creighton throws that one in there. Probably the best pitch they're going to get to see. That one comes inside, nearly hits Methvin, and it's a 3-ball, 1-strike offering here. Second at bat for Kaylee. She's 1 for 1 on the day. Swung through that one, though, and that's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Creighton does such a good job of utilizing every pitch in the count. She's went 3-2 on 2 or 3 batters here, but just continues to fight the entire way, and that is the 3rd walk of the game for Creighton. Uncharacteristic of Abigail to throw that many out of the zone, and they will get a courtesy runner across the way for the Lady Eagles, and we'll have to get a number, but that looks, can't see across the way that far. Maybe Parker Albanian is who that looks like. Either her or Ledette, but it looks more like Albanian from here. But again, I am opposite the field this time. I don't see that. This is Kate Perotti that strides in. Takes that one in there for strike 1, and a good job of Creighton to come right back following the walk and establish that getting in front of the hitter. Abigail will rock back and deliver the 0-1. That one bounces around, and that's going to send the four unmentioned runner. Just so you know, on my screen I can't see that, but I've zoomed in so you guys know who that is, and we'll catch up there in just a moment. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I love it. I love it.
That one lifted high. Shortstop in on it, and that's going to do that. Megan Day pulls that in at shortstop.
I'm about to go over there and give him a hug. I love it. Is Tiff over there?
Mika Keogh, and that is, all right, that's Lyons again at third. So she ran for Kaylee earlier in this and has done so again. Amelie Lyons, the other senior on this roster for Coach Brad Turney. That one inside for strike 1. Ball 1, 1 strike. And we're going to fix that out count. There are 2 outs. You guys know that. Don't pay attention to it. Well, I guess you can. Appreciate our folks at Wallace Eye Associates. That one is ground over to this side. Good little flip that was there. We'll give him that one. We'll give him that one. That's right. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Creighton looking to pitch around that leadoff walk. Misses that one up high and out of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So that partly cloudiness is partly gone on this one as clouds starting to open up just a little bit. Creighton rocks back and fires this one. Swung on and missed, and down on strikes she goes, and that will retire the side. Creighton pitches around another leadoff walk. We go to the bottom of the 4th right after this.
There's a reason why more of your friends and neighbors talk about their cataract surgery at Wallace Eye Associates. They know our tradition of eye excellence spans decades. They also know how committed we are to our local community. If you're ready to have your vision restored through modern cataract surgery, call us to schedule your annual cataract evaluation.
Back to action we go. See the Lady Eagles come out and all start getting loose. Throw down completes that, and there you get a real good look at left fielder Sophie DeMarcus. We have seen her chase several of them near where we're at in left field. Sophie strides in there, ready to go. Kaylee Methvin and Abigail Creighton have just been competing out there, coming out now in the bottom of the 4th. Throws that one inside, and it is there for strike 1 to DeMarcus. That one bounces up off of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's an hour into this one, and here we sit in the bottom of the 4th. That one lifted high over to Addie. She's going to call for it and secure it, and that's her 3rd putout of the game. Has found herself pretty solid over there at that first base spot. Well, the only real miscue that we've seen is that one that dropped in between Emma Davis and Sophie Giordano, and they were able to pitch around that without a doubt. And Megan Day, the shortstop, who came out and made that play a little bit earlier that you saw, strides in. That one pushed over to the right side, over the head of right. And that's going to be a base hit on the first pitch. So coming up, first pitch swinging is shortstop Megan Day, and she gets the base hit in front of Hannah Gamage, who will step in. Gamage, we told you to stay in there. Keep an eye out on Day. Keep an eye on Demarcus over there at first base. We know she's speedy and she will get down and put some pressure on you. Parati has been solid behind the dish, though. That one up and out of the zone. And it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Methvin and Creighton have been as advertised in this one. Rocking back and firing this one is Methvin. Kind of buckles the leg there, but it misses outside or inside. 2 balls and a strike. Cloud cover starting to make its way back in. Doesn't look at all like the clouds that we saw last night way down in Pine Prairie. About 3 hours from where we are today. Swung on and missed. That one was up, and I believe Megan would like to have that one back if she had the opportunity to, and that evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's been good defense. It's been timely hitting, but it's been dominant pitching. That one over to Methvin herself. Got it, and she's going to turn around, and if she doesn't do it via the strikeout, she'll do it on that liner back to her. That's when you know, and Creighton had one of those in the last inning. That lets you know that you're fooling those pitchers, those batters, on that with that changeup just a little bit. They're just having to sit back a second, and that throws that timing off. This is Lily Davis. Methvin will rock back and deliver this one, and it is fouled straight back. Not as dominant as some of them we've seen, and now Lily in an 0-2 hole there, but fought that one off. Lily had a great at-bat in her first at-bat of the game, fought off a lot of pitches. Methvin now 0-2, 2 down. Will rock back and fire this fastball up and out of the zone. Trying to waste one there. Possibly a pitch out to Parati. Parati likes to throw that back pick down to first base. Rocking back and firing this one is Methvin. She misses that one down low and out of the zone in 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Lily has, we saw this at bat out of Davis earlier. Methvin will rock back and fire here. That one lifted high, going back. A great work by Emma Davis. She says, you know what, we'll make up for it. To heck with the little one underneath. We'll go back and get this one. Emma Davis flashing a little bit of leather there to get the Lady Eagles out of trouble here. We are through 4. We move to the top of the 5th. We'll be right back right after this.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the game. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage. Join the 446 Sports family today. Watch, cheer, celebrate. Subscribe to our YouTube.
Sawyer Shelton set to lead things off here for Holy Savior Menard in the top of the 5th. They played it around top of the 4th. But Abigail Creighton has just been solid in the circle, as she's been all year. That is no bold statement. That's not any research I've done. It's just a known fact that that young lady can sling it. We go top of the 5th. Things starting to get a little nerves are starting to set in here in this one. Creighton will rock back and fire this one, and running right through it for ball 1 is Shelton. Shelton can make things happen out of that leadoff spot. Speediest runner on this Lady Eagles team. Slaps that one up in the air. Right field coming in on it, and that is going to be made out in right field. Good work in right by Addie Clampett to come up and get that one, and one up and one down here for Beldrago. Drago now has not really been productive in her couple of at-bats there. Takes that one up and out of the zone, ball 1. Folks here in Northeast Louisiana are going to be very happy that Creighton has decided to stay local. She inked the paper with ULM and will become a Warhawk. That one fouled up and back. And so we know that her family are excited about that. They'll get to continue to watch her college career here locally. Avery Howser, the center fielder, responsible for the lone run. That one is just pushed over to second base, and that's going to be caught there by Drago, who now is 0 for 3 on the day. Quickly 2 up and 2 down for Emma Davis. Emma had that big catch right there at the end of the 4th. That one lifted high. DeMarcos is under it. She'll grab it there, and that will retire the side. So very efficient 3 up and 3 down inning through the heart of the Lady Eagles lineup for Creighton. And that will do it here. We move to the bottom of the 5th, still tied at 1 when we come back.
There's a reason why more of your friends and neighbors talk about their cataract surgery at Wallace Eye Associates. They know our tradition of eye excellence spans decades. They also know how committed we are to our local community. If you're ready to have your vision restored through modern cataract surgery, call us to schedule your annual cataract evaluation. When it's time for
Catcher Audrey Perry will lead things off for St. Fred's here in the bottom of the 5th, 9-1-2. Hauser is on deck. Perry would like to get on to get this thing started here in the 5th. If you're Methvin, you want to pitch to Hauser with nobody on base. That one, Davis with the backhand grab. She's got it there. Might have been just out of camera range, but another big catch by Emma Davis. And that infield defense has been solid. And now you will face Hauser, again responsible for the lone run in this one for the Lady Warriors. 1-1 here in this one. Methvin struck her out last time. That one fouled straight back. This is just as good of a matchup as you'll find. 0-1 now to Avery Howser. Runs through that one, misses ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike here. Bottom of the 5th we play. That one lifted way back. That's a no-doubter. Way back and gone. Avery Howser has done it again. She houses pitch number 2, or home run number 2 of the day. And both runs now off of the bat of the junior center fielder, and boy, is she something else. Wow. iPad is so our iPad warmed up a little bit, got it heated up, so we're gonna, our score is 2-1. I know in the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard down at the bottom, we're unable to get that adjusted, but it is 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll get that as soon as that iPad cools off just a little bit. The sun's starting to play games with it here. You see it 1-1 in the bottom. It is 2-1. That one's another base hit back to back, and Drago will get that one in. Back-to-back base hits. I told you that sun is nothing nice out here. It is 2-1. 2-1. 2 home runs by Avery Howser. The difference in there, and we've seen now she has hit 5 home runs when we covered her, 2 in the first game that we saw, I believe against Bunkie is who that was. 1 against Menard back at the Nest, and then 2 more here today. So it is 2-1. Don't throw rocks at the screen of the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. If you're following along, it is 2-1. That one misses low. Ball 1-1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 down here. Runner at first base. And this is Addie Clampett following that Abigail Creighton base hit. So yet Howser and Creighton paying big dividends again. Not the first time, the second, the third, or about the 10th that we've said that. We've said that a bunch. Look to get that iPad cooled off a little bit, and we'll get it fired back up. Change up is there. Sophie's got it. She'll step on the bag. Over to first. Not in time, as that one is just had to be rushed. I don't think you can't assume that double play, so it's not there anyway, but that is 2 outs and a fielder's choice now for Clampett as the ground out is there to Creighton, and that'll bring up third baseman Kendall Taylor. If you're looking ahead, you're going to have Giordano Lyles and Wright due up in the top of the 6th for Menard, but Howser and company not done yet. 2-1. Bottom of the 5th, they lead it. That one in there for the strike, 0-1. 2 down. Bottom of the 5th we play. Disregard the scoreboard that is fried and out of work. Just very hot out here today, and the iPad said, look, we've had enough of it. That one in there for strike 2, 0-2. Methvin trying her best to go ahead and get out of this inning, of course. But that's 2 home runs for Avery Howser on the day. Goodness gracious. Neither one of them were doubtful. Throwing down, and that one didn't have a chance. Shelton there to clean things up. And now 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 down. Been quite a duel in this one. Lady Eagles with a couple of hits and a walk scored their run in the 3rd to even things up. And that's the first run for St. Fred since the first inning, one in the first, one in the fifth. Both home runs by Howser, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Taylor, the third baseman for the Lady Warriors, takes that one inside and battles all the way back. Was down 0-2 was Taylor, and now she's worked the count full here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That one misses there, and after being ahead 0-2 or down 0-2, she watches 4 of them out of the zone, does Taylor, and that's going to bring up Sophie DeMacas. They'll go out and visit just a minute, will the Lady Eagles, and discussing. Coach Brad will come out and just talk about things. Looked like that Methvin might have got a little bit shaken after that second home run because allowed the base hit. Whatever Coach Turney said didn't take long, and Methvin, we'll see what she's able to do. But Sophie DeMacas wants to add to this. They feel if they can get Creighton maybe another run or two, they've got a chance to punch their ticket to Sulphur. You still have 6 outs on the Lady Eagles side, but the way that Creighton is throwing the ball, it's going to be tough if you get any kind of separation. That one lifted high. Parati giving chase, but it's going to go up in the bleachers, and that's a pretty good catch right up there. Bouncing around. This crowd is definitely into the game here at St. Fred's. What a joy it's been to be up here today. That one pushed down the line and foul, and that is 0-2. As we told you, it is 2-1, bottom of the 5th. iPad heated up a little bit. We'll check on it in between innings and try to get that caught back up. But we play with 2 outs, 0-2 the count. Rocks back and fires this one. It misses up and out of the zone. Well, wherever that cool wind is coming from, a little gust helping things out here. We'll appreciate it. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 down. The bottom of the 5th. Lady Warriors lead this one 2-1. That one misses down low, evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two runners on here. That one down the line and will bounce around, and you'll see Bale Drago come up and get that one in your camera. And they'll repeat the 2 ball, 2 strike offering. Methvin now will do the 2-2 offering once again. Swung on and missed and down on strikes, and that will retire the side. But the Avery Howser home run does it again. They take the lead heading to the 6th inning. Lady Warriors lead this one 2-1. Avery Howser continues to do what Avery Howser does. She just hits bombs. I think we've got our iPad back and working. Sophie Giordano strides in there, fouls that one back. Nothing in one. Just took it a minute to cool off a little bit out there. That breeze certainly helped things out. Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard is firing on all cylinders now. Sophie Giordano, the senior, takes ball one high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Starting to run out of time, but this thing is close at 2-1. And we knew it would be. Much better for ratings, I told them. Creighton has thrown herself a gem. That one up and out of the zone to Giordano. 2 balls and 1 strike. Still some tenseness, but I'm telling you, you want to do it here if you are Menard. This is 4-5-6. They've got pop 1 through 9, but you certainly want to get this heart of the lineup a shot. Your senior, Sophie Giordano, fouls that one back, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. I tell you, I look around this team, a lot of youth. They've got, they'll lose Creighton in the circle, but there are a lot of these players that will be back for Coach Ronnie Lasuzo. And that's, you start talking about building programs. This is one that's been pretty solid for a while. Sophie takes that one up and out of the zone. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Creighton looks to retire the first batter she faces here, and that one is smoked out, and that's another base hit for Sophie Giordano right to Howser. And Sophie comes up with another one. The senior's trying to single-handedly get them going herself. And Kenzie Lyles now will stride in. Kenzie Lyles, just an 8th grader, has been kind of a little bit of a slump since I've seen her in the last 2 or 3 games. That one fouled straight back, and this is just such a good matchup between these two players, between Creighton in the circle, between Lyles there, between these two teams, St. Fred's and Menard, between these two coaches, these fan bases. It's just, oh, what a lot of fun it is to be a part of this one. That one down low, and 2 balls and 1 strike. Creighton now 2 balls and 1 strike. Rocks back and fires this one to Lyles, and it's going to be pushed right over here. And DeMarcus will come out in front of us and clean that one up and get it back in. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strike. Nobody down. Leadoff base hit by Giordano. And way out in front of that one, and just pulled it dead foul back into that net behind her. Creighton looked like she pulled a little something off of that, and we've seen Lyles way out. She gets her bat going just as quick as anybody does, and Creighton able to get in there on her with that fastball. That one lifted out to center field, and that's going to bang off the wall. Giordano will stand and hold it third, and that is the 8th grader. She says, look, take that and put it in your slump. Big time double, and that's got things going for this Lady Eagle team. And Addie Wright will stride in from the left side. Just the opposite. It's 2 Howser home runs, but both innings that the Eagles have scored their run. Well, if it's been done by battling around there, and you see them sitting there visiting just a little bit about things. Coach Ronnie goes out and visits there. And in this quick game of softball, anything can happen. So the wheels are turning on both sides of it. Coach Hunter in there talking to Addie. We have seen her get a hold of one this season. But I'm telling you, every inning that Creighton has needed to, she has pitched out of this type of pressure. What does the senior right-hander have in her here? Nobody out. You got to dig deep in this one. That one misses low, ball one. First base is open to Addie Wright, but I don't think there's any thoughts of it. Methvin would be next. Creighton rocks in and delivers this one, and it is in there for strike one, and that evens things up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Taylor at third base is playing back even with it. They don't expect Wright to be bunting in this situation at all. That one fouled over, and quickly now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Creighton ahead in this one, and that's what you want to do if you're Creighton, is just get this batter and stop that. It's been back-to-back base hits from Giordano and Lyles. A little bit of passing the torch here to Kenzie Lyles. In this one, Giordano not wanting it to be the last at-bat of her high school career by any means. Creighton will rock back and deliver this one. Rolls down there, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-1. St. Fred's leads this one. It's been 2 Avery Howser home runs. Pitcher's duel between Creighton and Methvin. Methvin would be due next. Creighton rocks back, fires this one, and it is over here, and that's going to be a base knock. Addie Wright scores 1 run on that base hit, and we are tied up, and Addie Wright has done it in the field today. She's done it at the plate today, and just good-looking work there by the left-hander, Addie Wright. And we are knotted at 2 in this one. A lot of momentum on the side of the Lady Eagles right now. And that will bring pitcher Kaylee Methvin up, and Kaylee can hit it with the best of them. Creighton doesn't give her much time to get settled. Rocks back in there and throws that strike right by her. Infield even with the bag now. Taylor moves up a step. Kaylee swings at a big one there, and she's down 0-2. Creighton doing exactly what Abigail needed to do, and that gets right down to second base, but I don't think anybody was concerned about that as much. I'm trying to get her second. There she goes. Inside, misses there, ball 1. I think the 0-2 has gotten just as away as the 3-0 has been a strike. Methvin puts a charge into it, but foul. Lady Eagles fans on the edge of their seats here. Tension building on that St. Fred's. They have led and been tied today. They've never trailed in this one. Kaylee trying to help her own cause here. Creighton trying to put the fire out. That one misses up and away, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Nobody down. Parati and Keogh would be next. But right now it is Abigail Creighton and Kaylee Methvin, 2 pitchers dueling with each other. Right-handed Creighton peers in, rocks back and delivers this one upstairs and out of the zone, and that evens things there. That fills the count up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And you get a good look at both of the base runners here in this one. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Creighton rocks back and fires. That one up and out of the zone, and that loads them up for Kate Parati. Still nobody out in this one. Parati going and talking to Coach Brad here, and this is one of those, if you lay it down, you cannot let there be a play at the plate. Creighton trying to just throw something to contact, let a ground ball hit. Nobody down, 8-9-1 due up here. That one ground on the ground, and that is going to be the first lead of the game, and that is Kate Parati with the RBI ground out. She'll get a little attention when she goes back into that dugout, and they are fired up here. And for the first time today, Lady Eagles take the lead. They lead it 3-2 here in the top of the 6th. Addie Wright, who was a hero earlier with the base hit. Now you've got runners at second and third for Mika Keogh. 2 runs in the top of the 6th. Boy, what a difference it's been. Manufactured for the Lady Eagles, home runs for the Lady Warriors, and that is 0-1 to Keogh. Sawyer Shelton on deck. Well, Creighton is just such a warrior. Watch her come back and battle through here. That one lifted. That's going to stay. And behind the dish, that one is caught. Good work back there behind the plate for Perry. And now 2 outs in this one. It's up for Shelton. Lady Eagles have put together 2 runs in the top of the 6th inning. Shelton, hitless on the day, pushes that one foul and out of play for strike 1. This all started with a base hit from senior Sophie Giordano. Lady Eagles take their first lead of the game. But you've got the big bats coming up for St. Fred's. That one is scooped out to, oh, that's going to just drop. And they're calling that foul. That's a foul ball that she dives over, so everybody will come back. That would have been, and Coach Turney not excited about that. He's going to come and try to talk to anybody he can about it. But what a tremendous effort, and Coach Turney is fired up. Foul ball there, and 0-2 to Shelton. But Turney not done with it just yet. But I'm telling you, out in left field, in right field, every little bit of effort from Addie Clampett. Goodness gracious, what an effort that was. Now Shelton down 0-2. That one rolls around. Everybody staying put, nobody going anywhere, and that's 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Top of the 6th we play. 2 runs in already for the Lady Eagles of Menard. That one misses low. Evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shelton runs through ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Beldrago would be next should the speedy Sawyer Shelton reach. Three-two, 2 down. Shelton with a ground ball handled over at shortstop and in time. Good work there out at shortstop again by Megan Day. She's done it, but for the first time, Coach Riley Lasuzo and those Lady Warriors trail in this one. We'll be back right after this. You're watching high school softball on 446 Sports.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the game. Together, we bring you the best in local sports.
Back to action we go here. We are back here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Megan Day will lead things off. She had that play. So 9, 6, 7, 8 due up here. So you will see Howser again, definitely. That ground ball over to Lyle. She'll go across the diamond to right for the first out. And Hannah Gamage will stride in, one down here. Bottom of the 6th, we play in, again, a game that we billed as an instant classic already. Has been just that. That one rolls up, ball 1. One ball, no strikes here. Methvin set to deliver, rocks back and fires this one. That was over to Eddie Wright. Why not? Have a day, young lady. Every play that she's needed to make, she has done just that and had the big base hit earlier. Goodness, this is one of those that I'm not going to watch it on the way home. No, I will probably listen to it on the way home, but this is Lily Davis who will stride in. Definitely have to face Howser one more time before this thing is done. That one lifted foul and backing out of play. Bottom of the 6th, we play. You are sitting at 8 with Lily Davis, so Perry would be next if this inning continues. But you'll have 9-1-2 if it doesn't due up. Good looking pitch inside for strike 2. 0-2 quickly from Methvin, the junior right-hander, who is the District 5 2A MVP. A lot of number 1 or first team all-district players. Coach Brad Turney was the coach of the year for that matter. That one misses up and out of the zone. And again, that 0-2 ball is just as common as that 3-0 strike is. Methvin steadies herself, looks in, rocks back and fires this one in. Misses that one, and the Lady Eagles thought that they had, but 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good eye up there by Davis, the second baseman. Lady Eagles carry a lead into the bottom of the 6th. That one is ground over to Sophie. Sophie kicks it out at shortstop. And that will bring Audrey Perry to the plate. And they'll go in there and they'll visit with the senior just a minute. And I don't think there's anybody that is upset about it as Sophie is. That's one thing that we found about softball is you just have such heart and soul in every one of these players. That gets Audrey Perry there. This is a very, very testy situation. Howser would be next, but it's up to Perry to keep things going. Howser has homered twice and struck out once. And she is due next, the big junior slugger. But right now it's Methvin and Perry, and that one is in there for strike 1. And runner at first is Lily Davis. That's twice she's kept things going. That one lifted up. Kenzie's going to get over there and do that, and we will go to the 7th inning. Who's going to punch that final ticket to Sulphur? We'll see. Lady Eagles lead this one 3-2 going to the top of the 7th. You don't want to look ahead by anything, but you'll have 1, 2, 3 up. Will the Lady Warriors in the bottom of 7th. Coach Brad and that group certainly want to go out there and get something done here in the top of the 7th. We'll see when we come back. We're back here for the top of the 7th. What a thriller it has been from St. Fred's and Monroe. Doug Gann with 446 Sports bringing this one to you. And as instant classic of an instant classic, ever instant classic, this one is just that. 2 Avery Howser home runs, 2 innings of manufactured runs by the Lady Eagles, 2 dominant pitching performances, and too much sun has got to where we're at. It's baking my little brain here. Beldrago will lead things off for Coach Turney in the top of the 7th. She is due here. Winner of this one, no, you're fine right there. Winner of this one goes on. That one's lifted by Drago, up and out of play for strike 1. Winner of this punches their ticket to Sulphur. And the dash for Frasch continues. And this is one of those you say, boy, that game should have been for the championship. Indeed, indeed. Creighton rocks back and fires this one. That was lifted high. That one's lifted back. That one is off the scoreboard and gone. Home run, Beldrago. Freshman gets things going there. Little play action, and there it goes off of the scoreboard. And that is just a little bit of insurance. Home run, Beldrago, just when they needed it most. An 0-1 fastball taken up and over the fence, and that's 4-2. And that'll bring Emma Davis to the plate. Things starting to get a little testy out here as the student sections are starting to battle with each other. That bunt is laid down. Creighton's got to come up and make a play, and not in time. Good piece of running, but I'm going to tell you what, Abigail Creighton made a tremendous play, but Emma Davis flying down the line is going to be there. And senior Sophie Giordano, one more non-Frasch at-bat coming up here. Goodness gracious, that big home run by Beldrago. 3 runs in the last 2 innings for the Lady Eagles of Menard. And Davis is going to slide in safely down into second base. And that brings up a good conversation. You don't walk her this time. They're talking about, do you walk Avery Howser? With a 2-run lead, you don't do it. You risk putting the tying run on if you do that. That changes everything. That Beldrago home run changes it all. Now you go out and pitch to Howser here because 1 run doesn't hurt you at all. Beldrago home run gives a little breathing room. That one misses low to Giordano. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Giordano with a little bit of a check swing. That's going to get Davis over to third. Good piece of running and a ground out. Gets another runner closer. And so a good at-bat for Giordano to get that one on the ground. Good piece of base running to check up was Davis. And Kenzie Lyles, who can, we've told you, can turn it around. You've heard that story all season long. Creighton and those Lady Warriors have to keep it right here. Kenzie grounds this one out, and that's going to score another run. The throw over to first, not in time, or in time, but that scores another run. And 2 ground-out RBIs, back-to-back 2-run innings. And that one pushes it up to 5-2, clears the bases. But Coach Brad and company will take that. And Ronnie Lasuso and group saying, look, just keep it close. Give us a shot at it in the bottom of the 7th. Addie Wright will stride in to face Creighton. And Creighton is going a lot quicker now. You can tell her aggravation is there. Addie puts that one, drops it in for a base hit. Addie continues to play well today. Look, you don't don't get too far out of line either, because you've got 1, 2, 3 coming up. And there's Methvin again, who would like nothing more than to give herself a little bit more room. But you do have 1, 2, and 3 due up in the bottom of the 7th if you're looking ahead for the Lady Warriors. Creighton will rock back and fire this one. Inside, it looked like. Didn't see what the call was. Yeah, it is inside at ball 1. A Drago bomb and a couple of RBI ground outs. That's a 2-run inning here, back-to-back 2-run innings. That one is in there for the strike. You can believe that Creighton and these seniors on this Lady Warrior team are not going to go quietly in the bottom of the 7th. That one misses out of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. Back-to-back games we've done with these Hammond officials, 2 different sets of them, but they have been solid out of the Hammond Association. The one we had last night and this one here today. I won't tell you which one's the 18. That's up to them. That one misses away. 3 balls and a strike. Now to Methvin. That one up and out of the zone to Methvin, and she will find herself on base. And things starting to come unwound for this St. Fred team. They'll get Amelie Lyon back out there running. Amelie Lyons will run now for, and this is Kate Parati. Parati behind the dish all season long for these Lady Eagles. Creighton rocks back and fires that one in there. Good looking pitch for the strike. Again, big shout out to our friend BJ at P6 Services, AC and Heating. That one fouled back. Would not have been able to make this trip up here without those guys, and look forward to doing a lot more up in the Monroe area. It's such a tremendous place to come up and do softball and baseball and football, and we're excited about continuing our work with the Warriors of St. Fred. Swung on and missed, and Creighton able to finish things off. It's going to be Howser, Creighton, and Clampett due up. Are they able to come back and get this thing going? If they can't do it, I don't think anybody can against Methvin here today. We'll be back for the bottom of the 7th when we come back.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the game. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage.
Back to action we go. We'll get a look at Belle Drago that led that off with the home run. The freshman left fielder just came up and took care of business right there and got things going for the Lady Eagles. First home run, only home run of the day for the Lady Eagles, and Belle takes care of that. But Howser has been as advertised in here. You guessed it. You see it. We are bottom 7 in this one. Howser, who's hit a couple of missiles already today, takes that one. And it is inside ball 1. I don't think the thought beforehand would be you're comfortable with her. Methvin struck her out one time today, but Howser just continues. Boy, she's tough to challenge. She will put that ball over that initial set of fans quickly, and trying to be careful with her here. But the last thing you need is base runners. Coach Ronnie and that group says, look, just get on base, get this thing going, get us deep in the lineup. That one is taken. That just shows you the abilities of Howser to takes a 2-0 fastball because the first two had been out of the zone. That one is lifted high, but I think it's going to stay in. Drago giving chase, and Annabelle has it right in front of us. Belle Drago comes up and gets that one on what would have been a sure double. And that is one out here. But you've still got just a myriad of hitters there. You've got Creighton and Clampett and Taylor and DeMacas coming up behind her. Who's going to punch their ticket to Sulphur? A couple of outs away here. A little bit of insurance gathered up by the Lady Eagles. This is Abigail Creighton, who you know she would like to go back in there and get some things going. She takes strike one. That one lifted way back, and gone. Abigail Creighton says, whatever you can do, I can do as well. Abigail Creighton says, we are not going quietly into this. Abigail Creighton says, hang on, I'm not done yet. And right back into that crowd. Good piece of hitting there. And that's how important that insurance run. You can survive that. Yeah, and somebody throwing a bottle over the fence there, and that's going to get 5-3 now, and they're tossing somebody out of here. Official's going to clear it all out, it looks like. Throwing bottles across after the home run. And look, I appreciate any amount of grief that you want to give, but there's no place for it. They'll go out and talk with Coach Ronnie once again, and he'll go out and have his say. And you can believe, as aggravated as he is about the way he's going, he is not. And they have cleared that back section, it looks like. And boy, this is not what you want to see at the end of a game that has been so dynamically played. They're going to sit there and wait till it clears out. Things getting interesting here. Things getting testy all around here in this one, and they've removed a fan from out of here, and who's not going. They're going to end up clearing the whole place before they're over with, and they have removed all of the kids from out behind the Warrior softball, and boy, this is something you don't want to fire up. This might be the spark. This is like a Bobby Knight technical, and they're throwing water across the field onto the officials. And that's, look, Bell says, I don't know about all of that. Wow. This is the end of a game that has been played so well that you hate to see it come down to fan interaction. And my goodness, I just, I don't know about Methvin keeps going, but all of that behind the big home run from Abigail Creighton. Clampett, Taylor, and DeMacas due up, and this might be the rally starter here. And they're taking the right field folks and getting them down and out as well. He's like, well, wait a minute, I didn't do anything. this will silence any side of momentum either way, but this has gotten into one of those that you just man, I just don't know. A game that has been played so majestically between the players is now turning into something that is going into the hands of the officials and the fans, and you just hate to see that on a day that softball has been played so well. It's disappointing. It's passion, and you know that these players and fans and the support that's here. Goodness gracious. Now they got to be careful that you get this place emptied out well, and the kids have gotten from back behind the fence, and they're coming down on the visiting side of the field. So Coach Ronnie's going to go over and make sure that none of them are in here. It looks like they're getting with all I can think is the administration. And they're going to walk down the side behind the Menard fans. And you got to be careful not to stir anything up here, because things could get ugly in a hurry. And they're turning the young men around and having them go back out the other way. And I'm just, I've seen a lot of softball, a lot of baseball in my days, and to see a great, great game like this between two just incredible ball clubs. And now and it's getting at, we were concerned if it was going to get this way. Well, the number one thing to recall is that you still got 2 outs left here, and you got the heart of the order up for St. Fred. They have run just about everybody out of here in this one. And cooler heads might not be prevailing, but they're calming so we can get back in and finish this part of the game. That's the number one thing, is that you want to finish this off. And I've said it a number of times, but oh, baby, what a big one this has turned into. Trying to keep all of the fans separated is what they're doing in this one. And I just a little beside myself in this one now. 5-3, Lady Eagles lead this one. We're in, we had a rain delay last night and had to switch parishes on games. But I'm telling you, I don't know. They're bringing everybody in to talk about this one. You'll see Keogh, Shelton, and Drago make their way in. Akin this to getting a technical foul in basketball, perhaps, and maybe it'll fire your squad up. All that notwithstanding, that was a home run by Abigail Creighton that led there. Clampett, Taylor, and DeMacus are due next. Coach making his way back in. So now that all of the extracurricular hostilities die down, Addie Clampett will come to bat with 1 out. Methvin fires this one, and it is off the fists, foul and up towards the net, strike 1. Methvin 0-1 now to clamp it. That one lifted way back. That one is back. Over the fence and gone. Back-to-back home runs. And my goodness, did it fire this St. Fred team up. My goodness, what a shot.
Oh, another 15-minute break up.
5-4 in this one, and the 2 runs answered there. That 1-run lead was standing there. Methvin has thrown back-to-back home run pitches to Creighton and Clampett after retiring Howser as the only out. That'll bring Kendall Taylor and Sophie DeMacus up. Kendall Taylor now, boy, back-to-back bombs got out of the park here in a hurry. That one is a check swing, and it's got some distance to it. Not going to get out, but my goodness. One down here in the bottom of the 7th, 5-4. I don't know what's crazier, that finish last night or the one that we're involved in right here up in Monroe. That one up and out of the zone, and that was probably best to throw one out of the strike zone because the last 2 or 3 have been hit pretty hard. Kendall Taylor now will stride back in. Methvin rocks back and fires. That one up and out of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. DeMacus, Day, and Gamage would be next. Had a 3-run lead, did the Lady Eagles, and then the home run by Creighton, the home run by Clampett, a little bit of chaos in between those two. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count here. Methvin will rock back and fire the 2-1, up and out of the zone. And 3 balls and 1 strike to Taylor. Just cannot believe the finish in this one. Swung through that one, and foul ball had a little bit of tip to it. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The junior right-hander looking to dig deep, but this coach Ronnie Lasuzo team has not showed an ounce of quit. In fact, they have been fired up by the chaos going on. Methvin, 3 balls, 2 strikes, fouled. Back will do it again. What an at-bat here from Taylor, Kendall Taylor. That one ground over to Giordano with the backhand. She'll turn and fire, bounce up, not in time. Taylor dives into first, and she represents the tying run aboard. Game winner in the hands of Sophie DeMacus. Just good piece of running down the line, and Taylor giving it everything that she had. And now the winning run is at the plate. The Sulphur ticket punching run is at the plate in this one. Methvin rocks back, fires that one up and out of the zone. Let's clear this off and get you your base runner on there. How about that? Told you had to get through the heart of this St. Fred's lineup one more time, and they have done some damage. My goodness. That went up and out of the zone as well. 2 balls and no strikes. Tying run at first in Kendall Taylor. DeMacus is at the plate. She's a left fielder. We've seen her a lot here next to us tonight. That one misses low in 3 balls and no strikes. And I'm telling you that just like a technical foul has got this blue-clad Lady Warrior team fired up. That one in there for the strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. In a game that rolled right along, we have gotten into one here. 5-4, Lady Eagles lead it, but the momentum solidly on the hands of the Lady Warriors. And now the tying run and winning run are aboard for Megan Day. Tying run at second. Winning run at first. One down here. Methvin trying to dig deep in this one. This is Megan Day. She takes ball one down low. And Methvin all of a sudden struggling to find the strike zone here. Methvin rocks back. Laser beam in there for strike one. So the energy that was here a little earlier has been displaced by a little bit of nervous energy as this thing has tightened up like you wouldn't believe. Methvin rocks back and fires this one. It's lifted back foul and on top of that screen there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one lifted out to Shelton. It's in the gap. Drago's got it there. She'll throw back in. Annabelle going way across to get that one, and now there are 2 out. And Addie's like, oh, my goodness. This is exactly what you wanted out of a matchup like this. This is one of those that should have been down in Sulphur. There's no doubt about that. Hannah Gamage strides in. Looks like a pinch hitter M in there, and I did not catch the last name. I apologize for that. 5-4, 2 outs here. Methvin rocks back and delivers this one. Up and out of the zone, ball 1. Potential tying run at second, potential game-winning run over at first. Ticket will get punched here quickly. Methvin fires that one in there for strike 1 and 1 ball and 1 strike. So glad that you have watched this one with us today. Methvin now rocks back the 1-1 offering. Swung on and missed, and down to the final strike now. 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Standing on their feet all around here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. 2 runs already scored on big home runs. Methvin, the big right-handed junior for Holy Savior Menard, rocks back, delivers the 1-2. Misses low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And called a lot of weekend softball, folks, but that game, Pine Prairie last night and this one today, I'm making old man get old quicker here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. 2 runs already in. Methvin rocks back and fires. Swung on and fouled back, and that was fouled off her foot and came out into the field of play. It was not fouled into fair territory, or was not hit into fair territory. And so Methvin will rock back with everything that she's got. Emma, the batter, don't know her last name. Methvin throws that one down low, and that fills things up here. A walk would put the winning run just 60 feet away, and you have a lot of opportunities to score her there. You're just trying to get this thing tied up somehow. If you are St. Fred. Methvin, 3-2. Fouled over here to the near side, and we'll do the 3-2. Bell will hustle over and pick that one up. And they'll work that one back in. And why not do the 3-2 over again? That's the young lady that has come in to hit. We'll do it again. 3-2, 2 outs in this one. Methvin rocks back. Swung on and missed, and that's the ball game. Holy Savior Menard Lady Eagles are heading to Sulphur, and well, what a tough end to this one for St. Fred. Lady Eagles of Menard have won it. You'll see a lot more of Avery Howser next season. There's no doubt about that. The junior center fielder put on a show with a couple of home runs, and just a big moment in softball is right there. Holy Savior Menard Lady Eagles win on what can only be called one for the ages in this one. These two teams, no matter what's went on all around and outside the lines, they played one of the better games you'll ever see inside the lines. Big day by Addie Wright. Big home run by Belle Drago. Sophie Giordano continued to do work. And what a ball game. Just sit and take it in just a minute. What a ball game it has been. These two battled, these two fought, these two worthy of this game. Guys, it has been my absolute pleasure to be up here and bring you this one. Lady Eagles win it 5-4 after 2 runs in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. That will do it. Doug Gann, 446 Sports. The dash for Frasch is complete. Menard punches their ticket. Big season for St. Fred here. They are just as solid as you come. Abigail Creighton in that group. Wow, is all you can say about this one. That's going to do it for all of us here at 446 Sports. I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.